Hello everyone, this is the 27th edition of GamerGate Interview, and today we have Devon from Gaming in Progress. I put your link and your Twitter for your YouTube as well in the description, so if they want to check your stuff out, they
Yeah.
hopefully will.
Hello,
Yeah,
everybody.
so let's just dive right into it. So how did you get involved with GamerGate?
I got involved with GamerGate before a lot. I was around pretty much since the beginning. Um, I wasn't as active. Like I kept in touch with like all the news and stuff. But what initially got me into it was my friend, my buddy Jacob. He showed me this video from this guy called Internet Aristocrat, and it was talking about feminist bullshit and Tumblrisms and stuff like that. And so I followed Internet Aristocrat for a while, and then that's basically how I originally got into um, GamerGate because he started talking about it and all that. And as time went on, um, even after he left, I was still involved. I still did the emails when I had time, and I tried to stay as on touch with all the topics that were being discussed as I could. And I saw the Gamers Are Dead articles, and I even showed my dad the Gamers Are Dead articles, and he thought it was bullshit too. Um, so if it was really people like Internet Aristocrat in the beginning, and then later on people like Mundane Matt, and even though he maybe not be as popular now because some people don't like it for some reason, people like Matt and Sargon, and even the Ralph Retort have kind of helped me stay in touch with things that are going on. Um, but that's what I mean. Even if I hadn't seen Internet Aristocrat at some point, I would have seen what was going on, and I would have said, "Okay, this is bullshit." As somebody who's been playing video games for as long as I can remember, um, even though I didn't even really like video games, like when I was a kid, like the first time saw a video game, I was like, "Oh my god, that's so scary." Um, but yeah, so even if it wasn't for Internet Aristocrat, I think I still would have got into the movement somehow. But I will definitely say that because of him, I got involved pretty much at the beginning. So
All right, and currently, what are you doing within the hashtag?
hang on, really? Sorry about that. Currently, I'm just trying to do what I always do. I'm trying to stay on top of all the news and stuff, and I'm always careful to choose what I choose to talk about in a more public sense on like my YouTube channel or whatever. And I try and add my own opinions, and um, I try and help out when I can. Um, but I mean, it's not exactly. It hasn't been easy for me as a student to keep up with everything. I mean, I've got to keep up with GamerGate stuff. I've got to keep up with general gaming news and stuff. Upcoming titles that I'm looking forward to getting and possibly doing on my channel and stuff I want to talk about on the channel. So it's been kind of hard for me to keep up with every conversation. Um, but I mean, I do think overall I could do a good job of keeping up to speed. And if I'm not up to speed on something, then I'll go talk to somebody who is, and give my opinion there, and try and see if there's anything I can do to help out. Um, and I just gotta say, I'm amazed by the community we've created. Though lately it seems like we're a little bit of conflict with each other because it's been kind of slow. Things have kind of slowed down a little bit as we've kind of been on a winning streak a little bit lately. Um, but as things have slowed down, we're kind of conflicting with each other. Um, and something that I overall try and stay out of, though I might weigh in here and there. Um, but yeah, but now that I'm done with school, I can actually stay even more focused on all the conversations that we're having in this awesome community.
All right, and what do you think of the GamerGate right now?
Um, I think Gamergate right now is because we're seeing this slow point. We're at the point where our because it's always been like Verilo says, and I have to agree with him, even though there's quite a bit I don't agree with him on, but that's fine. Um, I have to agree that there's two sides of Gamergate, really. There's just the let's go after journalists side, and then there's let's go after journalists and the SJW side. And I think now that there's a slow point, we're seeing those 2 points impact each other and collide with one another more now than before because we don't really have as much to do right now. So we're trying to decide our next move, and that's causing conflict because some people want to do one thing and the other people want to do another thing.
All right. And what do you think the future holds for Gamergate?
I'm I'm not entirely sure. I mean, I'm no genius, and even if I was, you can't really predict anything like this. But personally, I don't think we're ever going to just go away. I think we're always going to be here. We're always going to be a media watchdog from now on, and I think we're needed. And I don't think there'll ever be a time that we're really not needed because there's always going to be media bullshit. Whether it's just the gaming media or whether it's media in general, um, that has yet to be seen. We are starting to branch out more as we've gotten bigger and as we've been kind of winning. The tides have been turning, so we have more. We have the ability to do more, and I love the fact that we, even though sometimes we're at conflict with one another, overall we have this great, awesome community, um, both of mainly gamers and former journalists who have sided with us instead of siding with the enemy, and political people and stuff like that. And we have an awesome community here. We do charities. We help people raise money. Um, for their own operations or for larger charities. We have so many talent. We have talented writers. We have talented YouTubers. We have talented artists. And I mean, some of the artwork that I've seen come out of GamerGate is just truly amazing, and it's so mind-boggling. Um, well, not maybe mind-boggling isn't the right term, but it's so awesome that we have all these really cool and talented people, guys, girls, and everything, and every person under the sun. Um, they're all cool and they're all so talented, and they're with us, and they're fighting for what's right in the end. And it's just so cool that so many of us have chosen to do this, even if we're kind of putting ourselves at risk to an extent.
So, or you would say Gamergate is already a watchdog?
I would say that at this point we're still primarily a I guess I don't know what I'm doing with the hands. We're still primarily like a games journalist, game specific watchdog. Um, but I think we definitely have the potential to become an overall watchdog. My only concern is that we will end up like Anonymous, and I don't want us to end up like Anonymous. And I know it's bad to talk about Anonymous, but they're really not as much of what they used to be. I mean, they started out like the final boss of the internet and stuff, and now they're selling T-shirts and coffee mugs. Really? But I mean, I as I just we're gonna as long as we don't like follow the same path as them, we'll be okay. And we are definitely a watchdog, and it's good that we're a watchdog because you need something like that now more than ever, as anything can be. As the lines of fact and fiction have gotten so blurred because of advancements in technology and all kinds of stuff. I mean, sometimes you'll see a video on YouTube and you can't tell whether it's real or fake. Um, so yeah.
Yeah, I mean, journalists should have been the watchdog, yeah, uh, in the
Yeah,
first
they
place.
should have been, but they failed us. So
Yeah,
now
terribly so.
it's up to us as the consumers to watch out for ourselves and watch out for each other.
Yeah, pretty much. Um, so if you, let's say you were a king in Gamergate and you could rule the land, what would you change?
If I was a king in Gamergate,
Yeah.
I would never want to be a king in Gamergate because the best thing we have going for us is the fact that we have no real leadership. Um, yeah, that we've had some issues, we've had some internal conflicts, and we've had some people who are just trolls hiding within the movement. But to give us a leadership, that means there's somebody that people can easily character assassinate, and there's somebody that can be either bought or whatever. I would never want to be a leadership, be a member, be part of a leadership in GamerGate. Um, Not that I would be able to be bought out or anything, but I mean, I could be character assassinated or whatever, and I'm more content with working together as a whole than just me saying or somebody else saying you do this or get out of here or whatever. It's better that we all work together as a community than just a one ruler leadership, a monarchy. That's the word I was looking for. So
So your rule would be not to change anything.
yeah, I would if for some reason I was put into if I was like, okay, well this guy's gonna be the king of Gamergate, I'd be like, okay, I guess you guys just keep doing whatever you're doing. I'm not going to accept this rulership because I don't want to be a leader. I
You
just
would be
want
a,
to
a benevolent god in Gamergate.
I guess, yeah. If that's how you want to put it, I just wouldn't interfere. I'd just let them do their own thing. Let
All
us do
right.
our own thing.
And what do you think? So far, you think just Gamergate is doing everything right?
I'd say I'd say overall we are doing things right. Obviously, nothing is perfect. To be flawed is to be human. Um, our flaws are what make us human, so you have to accept that. We can't do everything 100% perfectly. You just have to hope that we do more good than bad. And we've done way more good than bad. As a matter of fact, the only bad we've done is because we don't have a leadership, we've gotten trolls inside of the movement, and that's not even really our fault. That's just what happens when you don't have a centralized leadership. So I don't think that there's anything that needs to be changed. As long as we continue to work together as a community, we will defeat whatever obstacle we're going against. Whether it's this person needs help with raising money for a charity, or whether it's tearing down Gawker or Kotaku or whatever, we will win because we are united. And as you can see, the opposition really isn't all that united. They will eat themselves any chance they get to promote themselves further.
In the chat, Dr. Lehman, the famously known Dr. Lehman, asks, what exactly is gaming in progress, and why should I give a single fuck?
Gaming in Progress is the YouTube channel I started back in late December of 2014. I had wanted to start a YouTube channel for a long time. I was inspired by people like Markiplier and Internet Aristocrat and Mundane Matt and Level Cap Gaming and all kinds of people because not just because of what they did, and each one of those people obviously did their own type of thing. Markiplier did horror games. Mundane Matt and Internet Aristocrat talked about controversial topics and gave their opinions on that, and Level Cap did like Battlefield stuff. But it wasn't just that; it was the fact that they could come on and they actually had the courage to talk to the internet directly, and the internet can be a kind of either fuck you or you're awesome kind of place. But they had the courage. They were like, whatever, we're doing this. And that was something that I always found cool about pretty much any internet personality. And before I started the channel, really, I kept to myself a lot. I mean, like I said, I was involved with GamerGate since the beginning, but I didn't really put myself out there a lot. I would monitor what was going on, but I wasn't really talking directly to anybody. I'd talk to my friends about the conversations that the group as a whole were having, but I wouldn't really talk to GamerGate or members of GamerGate or members of anything really, because I was kind of antisocial really, and that's something that I've always been a little antisocial, and YouTube is something that's kind of helped me overcome that. So in late 2014, I got a PS4, and I don't have a computer. I'm actually on my Chromebook right now, and Chromebooks can't record anything. So it was when I got my PS4 that I did a couple bullshit videos. I did like Battlefield 4, and I did the crew beta. And the first major video I did was actually that I put a lot of time and thought into, and it still kind of came out like crap because I didn't know what I was doing. Was the first Gamergate video I did, which was talking about Gamergate versus the Angry Joe Show army, talking about because I had watched Verilo's video series on the AJSA and how they had censored the Gamergate forums and all that stuff, and the video was kind of sharing my opinion and also at the same time calling Verilo out. Because I had known him, we know each other now, and he comes on my channel and even does stuff now. But it started off as just me, and it's grown quite a bit. I'm not saying you have to care about it, but that's just where I'm coming from. That's kind of my part of my identity now is gaming in progress, and I've put a lot of work and time into it, and I'm really proud of how far we've come and how far we're going to go. And I think we're going to go pretty far. And I do everything from regular gaming videos. I do Gamergate videos. When I have something that I feel is important enough to talk about, because I can't talk about every issue on the channel simply because of time constraints, especially while I was in school. But if it's a topic that I know I'm really well informed on, I will take that time to do a video on it. A lot of them are actually pretty long. The Gamergate videos are pretty long videos. I do regular controversy videos. I have and here's why it's bullshit series, and I do all kinds of stuff. And some people are like, well, maybe you should do like the controversial stuff on one channel and do like the gaming stuff on the other channel, so that way you don't have to really put your one channel at risk. And it's like, no, I'm just gonna do everything on one channel and say fuck it, because why should I have to separate my opinions on one thing from something else that I enjoy doing? And I've enjoyed doing everything that I've done on that channel, and I've enjoyed having the people on and having more people join up on the team as well. So that's basically what Gaming in Progress is.
All right. Let's see if there are anything more in the comments. Dr. Lehman says console peasant.
Yes, I am a console peasant. That's why I have somebody else that does the PC side of stuff.
Yeah, I'm kind of also. I mainly play just MMOs on PC, but I mainly play on consoles. Here it says from Dr. Lemon. Also, I pity GIP. Oh, or Gaming in Progress. YouTube is very ungrateful business. Shit takes up a lot of time, and people hate you for it. Also, honest question: why is Beverly's profile picture avatar so fucking gay?
Verilo's profile picture, you'll have to talk to him about that. But if I remember correctly, all the artwork that's on Verilo's channel, his girlfriend does. So like all the thumbnails and stuff he has, with the exception of a couple. I made like one thumbnail for him one time. But like most of the stuff, like his profile picture and his thumbnail and stuff, that's all done by his girlfriend. She does like speed drawings and webcomics and stuff like that. And don't pity Gaming in Progress. Yeah, YouTube is a lot of hard work, and you kind of get shit on sometimes. But I actually encourage people to thumbs down my stuff if they don't enjoy it. Simply because it's just honest feedback. You can shit on me, and you can give me good feedback. You can give me good or bad or whatever. I'll accept it all, simply because that you're just being honest. If you didn't enjoy something, that's fine. If you did, that's fine as well. And I enjoy the hard work. YouTube has given me a focus that I didn't really have in my life before. I mean, I was kind of just blindly going through school. It's like, yeah, school, yeah. But YouTube has given me like a real focus, and I'm really happy for that.
All right. Let's check if he has anything more to say. Break up right now. Uh, I think it probably says your friendship, and that's what he's referring to.
I
Um.
think he's talking about. I think he's talking about Verlo should break up with his girlfriend because of her artwork or something. If I had to guess.
Oh, okay. Um. So, is there anything you would like to talk about GamerGate before we close the thing this thing up? Anything you
Um.
wanna like mention within GamerGate?
Well, I will say this about GamerGate. Um, we have a lot of talented people, and it's like I said before, it's really amazing how many talented people we have, and those a lot of those talented people don't maybe necessarily get the recognition they deserve. And I'm not talking about myself. I'm talking about like Ship to Block 20. They have a really great writing staff there, and I know you write. I know you write for them as well. Um, and they don't get the views that they deserve. And I mean, there's a lot of hard work put into that website, and I know it costs quite a bit to run a website because pretty soon Gaming in Progress is going to have its own website, and that's no cheap thing to get the URL and stuff and manage the website and all that stuff. And you hope you make enough in ads, um, but even if you're somebody who feels like maybe you don't necessarily get the views that you want or whatever, your voice is still being heard. It may not be heard by as many people as Sargon or Mundane Matt, but that doesn't make your voice any less important. One thing that this movement has taught me is that everybody's voice is important and everybody's voice should be listened to because we're a community of people that have come together and stood up against the game journalists basically telling the developers how they think we should think instead of how we actually think. So even if you feel like your voice isn't being heard, never stop talking because eventually enough people will hear your voice and they will listen. And I guess that's really all I have to say on closing about Gamergate. And one of the greatest things that has given us that has come out of Gamergate, not just the with the ethical changes in journalism overall, is the fact that a lot of people who didn't have a voice before have a voice now. And that's something that I think Gamergate for as somebody who didn't really have a voice before myself, and that's something that everybody else should thank Gamergate for because we all have a voice now, and we're all working together in this. And we may have squabbles here and there, but we still have to remember to put that aside because we're all people, we're all gamers, and that's what we're fighting for. Is we're fighting for our games and our right to game now more than ever, and our right to play the games we want to play without the media or people like Anita Sarkeesian or Jack Thompson. I'm gonna break this phone if it doesn't shut up. People like Anita and Jack Thompson trying to tell us how we should play games or what games we should play or we shouldn't play games at all. Because we have a right to play those games, and we will play those games, and we will fight back against anyone who says, no, you have to play this instead, or you can't play that at all. Because it's
Basically,
our right as consumers.
basically the Puritanism and the Marxism that they're trying to push.
Exactly. We will push back against that now. We pushed back against it before I was born, and we will push back against it after I die. Because we are gamers, we have many lives, and though we may get knocked down, we'll always get back up, and we'll always keep fighting for our community and for our hobby.
All right. I think we've covered your channel pretty well and your views. Any closing statements before we go?
Um. Well, closing statements. I know it's hard sometimes to not want to go to whatever game site you have in your head, but don't go there. Help somebody out like Ship to Block 20 or go to the Ralph Retort or Tech Raptor or somewhere else
Niche Gamer or
because
Lewd Gamer.
Niche Gamer, yeah. Go to those sites instead. I know it's hard to do sometimes, and I know sometimes they may not have what you're looking for, but go to those places first, and if they don't have what you're looking for, go to archived versions of places that have what you're looking for, but you don't but they're against us. Um, Never forget to archive stuff because I mean that's how we remember everything. Um, and always be willing to check out new people um, and see what they have to say.
All right. Yeah. As I said in the beginning, if you want to check Gaming in Progress, I put the YouTube link in the description and your Twitter handle, so if they want to have a conversation. Yeah, pretty much that.
Yeah,
Yeah, thanks for coming on, man. So
thank you. And that is one more thing I'm willing to say. I will say before we go, because I'm a small channel and I'm not anybody really big and I have all this time on my hands now, I'm more than willing to talk to anyone, um, whether it's about Gamergate or whether it's just about your favorite games or whatever. I'm willing to talk. I'm willing to listen to what you have to say as well. And it can even be just like if you have something that you want to talk about going on in your life. Um, I've had kind of shitty life here and there, so I know how it kind of feels to feel pretty beaten by life. Um, but I'm more than willing to talk, and I'm more than willing to listen if you need somebody to talk to, and that extends to anybody watching this video and anybody anywhere, really.
all right, yeah. On that note, thanks everybody for watching, and see you guys next time. Bye.